Good morning. I am on vacation this week, guys. So we're going to do a little cleanup around here. It's been quite the winter. Oh, here we go. We have got a beautiful day today, guys. It's time to get a little sunshine. Woohoo. If I can get this straight. There we go. Let me grab a rake here real quick. Figured I'd get me a little sunshine. I figured today's garbage day, so whatever cans I get filled before it gets here gives me that much more room I can fill up later in the week. So how are you guys? Take a look here and see. Well, good morning there, Lynn. How are you? No, I got a day off. Well, actually, I'm off all week. So, figured I'd do a little yard cleaning. Try out my new bikini there. See if I can get a tan. I figured the garbage man runs today, so whatever cans I get filled up and put out leaves me that many more cans to play with later on in the week. Let me see what we got here. Hey, I'm doing pretty good there. I'm doing pretty good. Hello. I don't have my glasses on. Fish Daily Fuse or whatever. Okay. Now I'm on vacation this week. And I figure we got a beautiful sunny day. So I figured I'd do a little yard cleanup. Garbage runs shortly, so I figured I'd see how many cans I can fill up and put out there for them. Now my project this week is to try to get the backyard kind of cleaned up here. At least get it raked and get all the puppy fudge up and like so. Hey, it's been too flippin' cold to want to come out here. Normally I'd run the branches through my chipper shredder, but I killed it last time and haven't had a chance to sit down and figure out what's burned out. If I were to take a shot at it, I'd say probably the starting capacitor. Throw a few of these in there and I'll pile it up with the other junk. Gotta love the wheels on these things. Alright. Now I can add 2 big cans and they don't charge us extra. If I add more, then they start charging us. So, yeah, the smaller can I filled up a minute ago. Oops. We'll dump into bigger can as soon as one's empty. So, as long as I get them all in good shape to where then, you know, we've got plenty of time to run them out. You're a good puppy. Yes, you are. You're a good puppy. There's my babies. Yeah, it's my babies. Hold on, let me run this one out. I'll be right back. Can I get by? All right. Well, that gets me my cans full out there. Yeah, I know, the neighbor's getting a thrill out of the bikini. Hey, I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? Alright, come on guys, you want to get back in the house? Let me make sure I ain't got nothing on my shoes. Yeah. Hold on, I gotta do a little brush off here. Gotta do a little brush off. And I could probably come up with an entire garbage can of just dog poop from out here. Hey, I haven't raked it all winter. So, now I figured that gives them, you know, basically the big toter and the 2 big cans. And that they take without any problem. Come on, guys. But then after that, it's $1 a can for every can I add. So, usually the way it works is if I get really backed up, then we'll go ahead and pay the extras for it. Otherwise, we'll just give them up to our limit. We'll let it go with that. I got one for you. I went to get coffee the other day. They have the new Trump supporter size. The one that's just right for trying to keep up with him. What do you think of that? Makes 400 cups. Woohoo! That's about enough coffee to be able to keep up with all the stuff he's up to. I need to wash my hands here. Hang on, guys. I gotta do dishes here too. I didn't get much done over the weekend there. I don't want to be out in the sun too long here either and get totally burned. I haven't been out there shirtless in forever. So we'll see. I mean, I was out there for about a half an hour. So we'll see if I catch a little tan from it. We'll start slow and work my way up. Now I go in this afternoon for an MRI and an X-ray on my lower back. And we're going to start on the path to see what they can do for me. You know, with the shape my back is in, it's pretty bad. Oh, it's a beautiful day out there. I am tickled to death with it. I am tickled to death. I got to remember to go drop those envelopes. My daughter got accepted into the Gifted and Talented program, so she'll be going to a different school next year. And we're excited. She's not the happiest camper having to go make new friends. But she's one that, you know, any little thing out of the ordinary, she's very resistant to change. But it's all part of growing up. Yeah, and I didn't get much done the last couple of days. I spent most of the time trying to catch up on my epilating and goodness. I pulled a mountain of hair out of my chest, my legs, my face, because lately with the hours I've been working, there's been no time for anything. I come home, I eat dinner, I get in bed. I get up in the morning. And you don't get home until 8 o'clock at night, and then you bail out of bed at 3:30 in the morning to go back and do it again. You know, it doesn't give me much time. I was going to see if I could pull the side shot up here. But I figured I'd get out, and so I got the cans full. The garbage. Oops. Hang on. I got everything falling down. What did I do? There we go. You know, the garbage man usually comes. Oh, come on. I hate this tripod. It's one of them bendy legs ones. And the problem is the phone's just heavy enough that if you get them bent too far, the whole thing's going down. Somewhere here. Here we go. I'm back. Now, let me tip that up just a bit. Yeah, no, these legs just collapse on it. Unless it's absolutely perfect. There we go. All right, I found my stream here. I can see the comments. Let me mute that. Uh, so hello, Jasmine. Hello, Lynn. Yeah. Yeah, it is a beautiful day for out there. Actually, I'm busting a sweat with it. Oh, I know what's causing my back problems. I've got an x-ray from last July, and what I've got is basically the L4, L5. I blew the disc out back in 2000, and I never did anything about it. I just kept going, and never missed a day of work with it or anything. I'm out there throwing cases with a blown out disc and in screaming pain. But yeah, over the course of about a year, year and a half, those two grew together. Now they're a little crooked. And then after that, it's like I didn't have any back pain. It was great. I could work like a wild man, not have any issues. Now, mind you, I've been on my job for over 31 years, about 31 and a half now. December 3rd of 86 is when I started. And so, yeah, with 31 years of throwing soda, and then for 13 years I did free firewood for people that needed it. So I have worked the body. And at this point, the discs are so compressed, they're pinching the nerves in the right leg. And it's like when I pick up a case of 1 liters, I can feel the left leg get warm. So, yeah. To where it's time to see what they can do, or I'm going to wind up being a cripple. Basically, they have, from what I understand, they have a new process where they can reinflate the disc and relieve the nerve, the compression on the nerves. And I'm hoping that might be something they can do for me. Because, yeah, if they can just get it to where I don't have the pinch nerves, then, you know, I can function normally again. But, yeah, I normally live with my back support and all, but, hey, I'm doing okay this morning, so I was out in the yard without it. But, it's where that picture I posted on Facebook came from, because when I put the back supporter on, it pushes all of this up. It makes it look like I'm pregnant. So for those of you that see my Facebook page, that's where the one that, you know, I posted says I'm pregnant. But yeah. Goodness, we just got trolls like crazy out here today, don't we? I guess the trolls have got nothing better to do, huh? Yeah. Goodness. Yeah, we just have a trollathon. Which is a shame, guys. Yeah, no, it's a beautiful day. If you don't like what I look like, go find another channel. I don't care. I really don't care. I haven't even looked at our temperature yet. Let me take a peek here and see what we are. We are 54 and 30% humidity, and it's beautiful, calm day out there, bright sunshine. So yeah, it's now says 53. I think I said 54 a minute ago, but yeah. Ah, goodness, more freaking trolls. You know, they control me all they want. I really don't care. You know what? I'm on bonus overtime. I'm lucky to be alive. I have been, you know, an asset to society. I've done so much to help people. I don't care what you think about me. Hey, but what do you think, huh? Are they getting there? You know? You gotta love the trolls that got nothing better to do. You know, I could sit there and report them all day long, and they could sit there and create channels all day long. But that is why YouTube has gotten to the point it is. Yeah, I think that's probably, I don't know if it's connected to the storm that we had like a week ago. Yeah, I was, I think I did some streaming on it. I don't remember. I may not have. It may have been too bad. But, no, it was coming down as freezing rain. And it's like the top 6 inches of the windshield was about a 1/4 inch thick sheet of ice. And that was with the defroster on high. You know, I mean, I was sweating in there. I had the defroster up front, up on high. I had the air conditioner on in the back to try to cool it down. And that was some nasty stuff. When I got to Calhoun, got out of the van, it's like the whole driver's side of the van was a solid sheet of ice. So I made the comment to Amanda later that, you know, afterwards she could do a video on living in an igloo. Because, yeah, after an ice storm, your vehicle pretty much looks like an igloo. But no, that was nasty stuff to drive in. And what was bizarre about it was, you know, I'm cruising along, nice and comfy in the van, the whole bit. I'd been running for, you know, 20 minutes or so. And all of a sudden, the windshield, just out of the blue, wham, a solid sheet of ice. And I'm like, what? You know, I'm doing 65, 68 miles an hour, and I'm trying to get the defroster kicked up and get this thawed out. And no, it was a little trippy there. You know, and the problem is it did that to me 3 times that day. Where, you know, even with the defroster on and the whole bit, and I'm cruising along, and all of a sudden, wham, a sheet of ice across the window. So, yeah, it's kind of trippy when you have the freezing rain. But we were like 31 degrees. And no, but that water was coming down. You know, you got the ice with it and the hail, and you got the freezing rain, and it was right on the borderline there. But, yeah, not fun stuff to drive in. But this week, our weather's looking good. So I figured, all right, I spent 30 minutes in the sunshine in my bikini. And then, you know, tomorrow if I go out and I spend a little more time and just add a little bit each day. Oh, the weather. Well, for us in Colorado, our worst months are October and April. And that's usually where we get the heavy snowfall, the heavy wet stuff. And, you know, April, May is where we get the nasty hailstorms, the high winds, and which reminds me, I want to go out back and start cutting some of those panels down on the wall there. Because, you know, I put all those up to block her cameras next door, and now that she's gone, and we have got the most delightful Hispanic family next door. And I tell you what, they're just so nice. And yeah, they've already been through some crap here. You know, somebody reported that they had a dangerous dog. Now, the dog has never been out of his backyard. And animal control just came over and picked it up and took the dog. Which makes no sense. You know, I went and I pulled video and stuff on it because I've got a camera that looks that way up the alley. And there was not even anybody in the alley. And the dog hadn't been out in the front yard at all. So I'm thinking it's somebody that, you know, just has an issue with the fact they're Hispanic. Now, last weekend, a week ago, 10 days ago on the weekend, they had a baby shower for one of their family members. And so, yeah, they had all kinds of people over here. And, yeah, I let them park in my yard. I'm not going anywhere. It's like, go ahead, you know, you can park here, you can park here, you can park over there. And that's where the little video clip of I'm having a sleepover came from. Yeah, put it out there, you know, hey, sleepover, everyone's welcome, and all of a sudden I got 9 million cars up and down the street. I thought it was cute. I was just having fun with it. But no, they're such nice people. And then earlier in the week, somebody broke into their vehicles and stole all their stuff out of it, which I've got to wonder if part of that is connected to Allison and all the drugs she was dealing out of there. You know, because she was doing pot and oxycodone, selling it right out the front door to people, all hours of the day and night. And, you know, she had her grow room where she was growing all this pot. And our cops, so freaking lame. You know, they... Oh, well, she can grow her pot. Well, yeah, not that much. I mean, when she came in with all the material for that grow room, it's like, yeah, you're allowed 6 plants? Really? There's no way you need that much equipment for 6 plants. Well, hello, Pink Glam Girl. Long time no see, girl. But now I'm on vacation this week. And so, yeah, I was out in the backyard for about 30 minutes. I probably ought to go charge up my little saw there, and because I'm wanting to cut some of those boards down off the top before we get too windy here. Because I think it's like last year or the year before that, yeah, maybe I'll go out back and work on that real quick, that we had got gusts up to 100 miles an hour. And, yeah, it was taking down everybody's stuff. Now, my wood bin out there with all that pallet wall, it was fine. So, hey, I am so ready for a Hawaiian trip. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like 53, 30% humidity, and it is just no wind at all. It's a delightful day. Yeah, let me see if I got my saw here. Okay. Yeah. Got my little saw. Now if I can just find a battery. Yeah. There. I don't know how charged it is, but I got a battery for it. Come on, guys. Okay, I got more things here than I can hang on to. Hang on. There we go. We'll put that in there. We'll grab my gloves. We'll grab my goggles. And I got 3 doggies in the yard. Yeah. And get them to stand up. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I'm not trying to look like I'm pregnant here. Tell you what, let me go get a pry bar here. See what I can start peeling off of there first. You know, it's kind of like taking down the Berlin Wall, you know? Let's see if I can get it under there. Guys, you gotta be careful of these. They got nails in them. I'm going to grab my little ladder here and make it easier. Excuse me, buddy. Just got one more over here to go. Yeah, looks like we won the war with her, guys. She sold out. She is gone. I'll get a few nail heads up. Tell you what, let's take that one down. Wonder if it'll be easier to get those from the other side. And it is down. Now you don't think I was a little pissed when I put it up with all the nails in it, do you? Wow, it's great to have some sunlight coming through that way. We can kind of get back to life as normal again. I'm going to start putting some tools away here. Speaking of the garbage man, he's here. So I was trying to get those cans filled and get them out because I knew he'd be here shortly. All right. Well, the wall is down, guys. Okay. And I wanted to get the wall down before we get too high on the winds. The pallet wall has been there for many years. It stood up to all kinds of high wind. So I'm not worried about the pallet wall. But you figure it's got so much open air space that, you know, the wind can pretty much blow through it. But those boards up top give it leverage. And that's what my concern was. So, all right. And we have got empty cans. I don't know if my signal gets grainy when I go out here, but we'll find out. Alright. So I have got garbage cans to work with again, guys. So I was trying to get it done this morning because I knew he'd be here shortly. Tell you what, it's actually getting warm in here. We had the heater on this morning a little bit. I'm going to get me a cup of coffee. That's still one. Yeah, I'll get around to cleaning the kitchen up shortly. I'm going to sit down here, rest my back a minute. If I can get the light switch. Boom. Okay. I'm back. Hello, Ricky Rooney. Beautiful, blessed day. Okay. No, I'm tearing down the wall. Allison has moved. She is gone. And we have got some really nice Hispanic neighbors. And they're just the nicest people. Tell you what, I wish I could get his wife to teach me a few beauty tips, because, man, she's always got the face done up gorgeous with lashes and everything, and the hair all done up, and, I mean, she's absolutely stunning. Come on, guys. Gotta let the doggies in. Now, I go in today at like 3 o'clock to get my x-rays and my MRI. So I figured I'd see what I could get done around here this morning. And then we'll work on the kitchen, and I got laundry going already. And this reminds me, let me go out and check on it. I think it's ready for the dryer. You know what, I probably need a different tripod for out there. But no, we're going to start checking in to see what they can do with my lower back. Because I've got so much compression on those discs that it's pinching the nerves, and I'm having trouble walking. But you're still not going to hold me down. You know, that's why when people like to make comments, the trolls and all, about I walk funny. Hell, I'm lucky to even be walking. Excuse you. Pardon you. Yeah. Before I get down there. That's the hard part, is getting down on the ground. Well, front loading machines kind of presents these. Yeah. But it's the biggest, baddest washing machine we could get. Wash that one separate. You know what? Let me zip this zipper up. I love all these electronics. All right. That gets my laundry moved around. I'd like to kind of keep the washing machine going all day. I got a lot of stuff that needs to be done. Normally Saturday is my day. Excuse me. But I really didn't feel like doing it on Saturday. I was so beat up by the time I got done with work. I was just completely exhausted by that point. Good news is, though, I'm holding my lead for Employee of the Year. I got Employee of the Quarter. I'm killing myself doing it, but hey. I plan on doing a bunch of streams this week. You know me when I'm on vacation. Now, I don't know why I'm so grainy on my video. I'm connected in the backyard, though. I've got a little, oh, what do they call it? A jumper or a extender, Wi-Fi extender. And that's out in the backyard. That's why in the backyard it looks pretty good. So, yeah. Well, you know what? I'm about ready for a nap at this point. Coffee just doesn't seem to be doing it. Now, when I saw those humongous cans of Folgers, though, it's like I had to buy two. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid the burn, is why the short periods out in the yard, because I don't have sunscreen on. Normally, if I know I'm going to be out for extended periods, I've got the SPF 110, and yet I can still get sunburned through it. I'm Norwegian, so very fair skin. Well, I'm half Norwegian, 1/4 Swedish. The other quarter mutt. But no, if I approach it with just short times here and there, I'll get my brown going on, and at that point, I'll be good. But I'm sure being out there and getting the D3 and all of that is really good for me, because the doctor's got me on D3 anyhow. Just because, yeah, I do lack. And I'm sure during the winter months I lack it even more. But, yeah. Okay, I don't go in until it's like 3:30. So, well, it got me on 6,000 units on D3. So basically I take a 5,000 and a 1,000. And, you know, I've got to be careful what I eat, because I run high potassium to begin with. Yeah. Yeah, he started me out on like 1,000, then he took me on up, and at this point he's got me on 6,000. And that's every day. So what I do, I take the 5,000 in the morning, I take the 1,000 at night, because you can't buy a 6,000. But yeah, at this point it's like, you know, the doctors I trust, I'll do what they say. The ones I don't, then, you know, I'll talk to my others and see what they say. Because it's funny here, sometimes my regular doctor will prescribe something, and then my cardiologist will change it. So, and my cardiologist, hey, I'm here only because of him. I owe him my life, okay? Back in 2013, New Year's Eve, I get up, I go to work in the morning, a little fuzzy in the head, a little mild chest pain, I'm alright. I get over the corner of Powers and Palmer Park to start my day, and feel a little numb in the cheeks and the lips, and I'm trying to blow it off as being just a cold morning. And it's like, you know what, I'll hit the Walmart here, grab me a bottle of aspirin, because my day was going to take me all the way to Calhan. And when I come out of Walmart, I was getting numb in the hands and the arms, my speech was getting slurred, and I'm like, you know what, maybe I ought to go get checked out. So I took a couple of aspirin, called my boss, told him, hey, I'm going to head over to the hospital and get checked out just to make sure I'm okay. And on the drive over there, it was funny because I was missing blocks of time out of it. I was aware of it, though, so I kept myself out in the open where there was nobody around me. And I get over there and I park in the parking garage and walk all the way around to ER. And they leave me sitting there about 15 minutes, call me back, run an EKG on me. And about that time, all hell broke loose. They come out of the back room with a gurney and 5 people throw me on it, and down the hall we go. They draw some blood, took some x-rays, and we're rolling towards surgery. And I got a gal on one side putting the pads on my chest to light me up, and I got a gal on this side of me shaving my privates and all down here. And I was on the table in the operating room within an hour pulling in the parking garage. And the doctor told me, he said, I had a 98% blockage in the widowmaker. And he said, those 2 aspirin very well saved my life. And he said, if they hadn't have gotten in there, I'd have been dead within a couple of hours. And he said, even if you're on the table and it blows, they can't get in fast enough to save you. So, too many things went right that day. But that's my family history. You know, most of the guys die around the age of 50 from heart attacks, blood clots, and strokes. And at the time, I was 53, a little over 53. And I always figured, you know, working for Coke, the physical exertion, I could beat those odds. You're not going to beat what your parents gave you. It doesn't matter how hard you try. If it's in your genes, you're not going to beat it. But, yeah, the funny part was when I came out of surgery, and it was about 2 hours afterwards. Man, I was sporting the big one, and I hadn't seen that in years. I had an ED for probably 10 years. And here this young little nurse comes in to check the incision right alongside of it. And I'm like, I don't know where that came from. That's not mine. And then when the doctor came in and I told him about that, he says they actually look for that because that's the first sign the blood is flowing. And it's like, okay, but that was so embarrassing. But no, now they've got me on, yeah, I do the low dose, the 81 milligram every day. And other than that, they have me on, they have me on blood pressure medication and cholesterol medication and Plavix for the stent because I've got a stent now. And then they've got me, well, doctor just put me on a nerve blocker because with the pinched nerves in the lower back and all the issues with the leg and stuff and not being able to walk worth a flip and having it feel like my legs be crushed all night when I try to sleep, he put me on a nerve blocker, which I can only take at night because it does make you drowsy. Makes it very difficult to get out of bed in the morning. I had to back the alarm up 30 minutes because it takes me 30 minutes to be coherent enough to even realize it's going off. But yeah. No, and then I'm on an acid reflux medication because I've had acid reflux since the mid-90s. Mid to late 90s. And yeah. But I'm on bonus overtime. You know, I try to trust what my doctors tell me and do what they say. You know, I hate all the prescriptions, but I see where each one is necessary. For some reason, I got an itch up here. Something I noticed the other day, it's like every time I get the full face of makeup on, you ever notice how all of a sudden you get a little itch here and there, up here or down here or somewhere, or down here, or... And it's like, you don't want to smear your blush and your foundation and all. And it seems to always happen now. It's just like when I use the hand cream they got me on. Because they've got me on, well, this is the lotion, but I got the lotion, I got the cream. They've got me on a prescription hand cream, which is a Uray. I don't know if you can see that good enough to read it. But yeah. It's a Uray hand cream. And... it's one of those that once you put it on your hands, because I get so much callus and stuff that my hands just, I mean, I get reptile skin on them. You know, because I spend all my day in 34 degrees throwing cases. I'm in cold vaults. And, yeah, my hands are the worst part. So, well, what I've been playing with here lately, when I'm don't have the red on, is a purple. It's a number 905. On Maybelline, and I think it looks cute. You know, it's a very subtle, but yet, you know, when you look in the mirror or something, it's just enough color to kind of bring it out. Yeah. Well, if you notice lately, I've been playing around with some different hair in my videos. Uh, I got some wigs that were given to me by a lady that, basically the lady passed away, and it was her daughter that gave them to me. And so I've been playing with them, and one of them I like. The others are a little short for my taste. I like having a little hair. But I'm still doing the Rogaine and the Grecian, which the gray is coming around really good with the Grecian. And with the minoxidil, it hasn't done much up here, but I can't really see back here to see what it's doing. I need to take and do some video or something so I can see. But I've been letting my hair grow, and the idea is to get the bald spot to fill in, get my hair to grow out. So then I don't need the wig, because it'd be nice to have my own hair. You know, I'm getting a little tired of having to deal with the wig all the time. So that's the plan behind it. And I figure once my hair grows out, I'll probably get the ears pierced. You know, because then it goes together better, you know. A little longer hair in the pierced ears. So that's kind of the idea behind it. But, well, the one advantage of the wig, I don't get sunburned on the thin spots. Because without the wig, I get sunburned on top of the head. And actually, when it's really hot out, the wig is nice because it does breathe. And so, you know, you're not so hot and sweaty with it. You know, when it's cold out, it does help to keep you warm some. But when it's hot out, it basically limits how hot you get. You know. But no, I got the bikini here. Figured I'd try it out. I got the bottoms too, but I figured the skirt would look better with it today. So, but no, I figured this summer I want to wear a bikini. I want to get some tan. You know, get some tan lines going. Now, something I did get a hold of the other day is I bought a couple of those little self-adhesive bras that you stick on, you pull it together and clip them, and it gives you cleavage. And so, yeah. I want to play with those at some point and see what kind of cleavage I get. Because I notice it's like some of my favorite channels I like to watch, like Heidi Fox and, oh, who's the gal from the UK? I always have trouble with her name until I see it. But, yeah, she's, I mean, the most stunning girl, but yet she's a guy. And so it's like, all right, in one of her videos, you know, she was talking about it and how to create the cleavage and all. And so it's like, okay, you know, we'll give it a try. So, yeah. You know, I don't know where I fall on the gender spectrum. I just know that at this point in time, because I'm always dressed as a girl, except at work. So the guy clothes, I kind of cringe when I put them on, just because, you know, it means I'm going to be worked into the ground, basically. And so even if I'm just putting on the guy clothes to go somewhere, you know, it's like I really hate to. Well, I started out in 2013 with the dressing, and when I met the wife in 2014, it was funny because, you know, when you bring a woman home the first time, you know, and I was to the point I was sleeping in a full slip. Okay, I didn't actually have any dresses or anything yet at that point. But, yeah, she happened to go down and walk in the bedroom to take a look. And there's this full slip laying on the bed. And the first thing she does is turn and look at me and ask, whose is this? And I told her it was mine. And she was like, okay. And then I open up the closet door, and it's like, yeah, I probably got a dozen more just like it in here. She was like, oh, all right. And so, yeah, she didn't have any issues with it. And so perfect way for her to find out. And, you know, right in the very beginning. And she was acceptable of it. And then I remember when I bought my first dress, I'm sitting out here at the computer late one night, and I jump on Sears. And they had this maxi dress I thought was pretty. I still got the dress. It's the green one. I haven't worn it in a long time. But yeah, I looked at that and it's like, ooh, I want that dress. And so then it's like, okay, how do I get it in the house? And it's like, I don't know, but I went on ahead, I ordered it. Then I'm sitting here thinking about, okay, if I get it in the house, when do I have a chance to wear it? And, I'm kicking all of this around. And I finally got up, I went in the bedroom, I woke the wife up, and it's like, honey, I just bought me a dress. She's like, that's nice, dear. And rolls over and goes back to sleep. And I'm like, wow, really? uh, I love that woman. She is so accepting. And, it's like, I love her dearly. And the thing is, I'm free to be me. Granted, I work my butt off. I'm more than willing to try to help her out, with housework and stuff. I do the majority of the housework anymore. Just because she's having back issues. She hasn't been in to get the x-rays done as far as I know, but she believes she's got a rib that's broken in the back, is kind of how it feels. So, yeah, with her in pain, and, it hurts for her to lift anything or do anything strenuous. So, yeah, I do my part to help her out. Well, hello. But now the kitchen, that was my own fault. When she was pregnant with Morgan, I made the deal with her that I would take care of the kitchen in exchange for being able to sleep all night. Now, I didn't think it through. Okay? We didn't put an end date on it. So, it's like I thought I was king, getting to come home and sleep all night and not have to get up and change diapers and stick a bottle in the baby's mouth, and, hey, I can get my good night's rest and get to work and be, in good shape to get my job done. Never thought about it. Well, at this point, Morgan will be 9 in July. I'm still doing the kitchen. Hey, I'm good for my word. If we make a deal and, you agree to it, hey, I'm going to stick to my end. The only problem is, at this point, maybe once every 3 months, Morgan might have a nightmare or something. Or get sick in the middle of the night and throw up on her bed or something. But, no, so I didn't think it through for the long term. That's my own fault. Which, hey, I accept that. I own it. Now, as far as how many kids do I have a son and a daughter that are like 30 and 31. And my son runs a channel on here too. He's Daniel Simonson, and he runs a channel on trucking. And yeah, that's why whenever he shows up here, we always have fun with the videos. For a while there, he was hauling oversized military freight and making real good money doing it. And he showed up here with a military striker. Turns out the striker was loaded with live rounds. And that's why I did the video on my new RV. Everybody was talking about prepper and, prepping and all of this. And so I was having some fun with it. But, yeah, I've got a video of me crawling in this thing, and I'm in a skirt and stuff. And, I'm taking a little video here. And what was funny is when he gets it to Seattle, they're showing him the video and pictures and stuff, and he's like, well, good thing nobody touched these white boxes on the sides, because those are live rounds. And it's like, oh my god, I had no idea. And then he had pictures of the cop with his head upside down looking in there, because the neighbors called the cops on us, and they were here within about 2 hours of them pulling in out front. They're like, oh, the neighbors have a tank. So, my son, he doesn't care at all. He loves me, I'm dad. Whether I'm in a dress or not, makes no difference to him. He is so accepting. My daughter, on the other hand, that's an interesting story. Because, here, Mom had filled her head with so much garbage, trying to cover her butt. And the reason I wound up divorced from her, she got into drugs. And she was basically running a cat house there, and I'd come in the front door and catch her on the couch with some guy. And, they'd be going at it. And between the fact she went through $43,000 in 90 days on drugs, and all, I had to divorce her. And then I wound up with my kids. Now, my daughter with all her issues and stuff, now I was sat down one day and I wrote out, the whole story between me and her. And what it dawned on me was, the wife had an affair with an ex-boyfriend a week before we got married. And at that point, I just put it out of my mind. Well, then she wound up pregnant from the honeymoon. Well, Jennifer was only 39 weeks, which then, because, she's like so different from me and Daniel. And so that kind of raised a flag. And, I wrote back to her that, she'd like to have a paternity test done, I'd be more than happy to pay for it. And after that, I have never heard word one from her since. So I've got to wonder if maybe she knows, maybe I'm not actually her dad. I was dad to her the whole time growing up, But the fact that I've heard nothing out of her ever since. So, I have no idea. Now at this point, the ex-wife, about a month ago, I guess. Because, with all the drugs and everything else and the way she's been living her life. And, she still owes me for all the child support. And they've got everything basically attached. It's like she'll never hold a driver's license. Anytime she gets a job, they're going to garnish her wages. And so, she's been living her life where they don't touch her. And, well, she had a brain aneurysm. And they wound up having to fly her to Texas, remove the whole right half of her skull to get in and put a stop to it. Well, at that point, she's kind of like halfway a vegetable. And then, it was like 2 weeks ago when I was playing around on Facebook, one of her sisters posted. Now, I don't follow any of them, but I was on Daniel's site, and, I saw a link for one of her sisters, as a friend or whatever. And so I clicked on it. And, yeah, she posted that, Mom was really bad and back in the hospital again. And so I have no idea what kind of shape she's in. I know with all the hell she put me through, there's no love left there. There's no feelings for her. The way I see it, it's like she's getting what's coming to her. What goes around comes around. And, divorcing her and then meeting Kim was the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. Here's a gal with 6 master's degrees, sharp as a tack, Now, granted, we're both the type A personality, we're both management on the job and stuff. And what's funny is when we come home, neither one of us wants to take the lead. We're so tired of being in that capacity all day that, it's like, whatever, It's like, you want me to cook dinner? You want to cook dinner? I'll call her. You want me to bring dinner home? What do you feel like? You feel like Burger King? But we make a great team. Now, she's an analytical thinker, and I'm a logical thinker. So, we've got the two opposites there. But the beautiful part of that is there's like nothing we can't accomplish. So, when I run into issues or I'm, troubled by something, she fully understands it. I'm the guy that, I fully understand anything mechanical, electrical, whatever, and have no problem with, analyzing the situation and fixing it. Whereas with her, it's like she's the one that, she'll go through all the medical bills and it'll be like, no, this is the wrong code here, No, this is what it should be. This is what they should have paid. And, she'll fight for every nickel. Because it seems the insurance companies will do everything they can to try to screw you. And so, yeah. Now, it's like you can give me a 1040 easy IRS tax form and it might as well be in Greek. She can sit down with it and say, okay. When I first met her after my divorce, because when we went through the divorce, I assumed all the debt and everything else. and I wound up having to file bankruptcy. Now, I even went out, bought the kit to do it and everything, and like I said, might as well have been in Greek, because to me it's like, And when I met Kim, and, she found out the situation I was in, she's like, well, let me see what I can do. She jumps online, downloads the paperwork, fills it out, and we go down to see the state's attorney. And, hello, Fierce. And it was so funny because, the state's attorney's looking it all over, and he's like, well, who filled this out? She said, I did. And he's like, what gives you the authority to be able to do this? She's like, I can read. And then at that point, he gets all bent out of shape. And he's like, oh, it's all wrong. Oh, no. We're going to need this and this and this and yada, yada, yada. And so, okay. Then over the next couple of weeks, I kept trying to get this information to him. And he wouldn't respond to any calls or anything. And then we get a full discharge in the mail. Which means she had it right. And this guy just couldn't accept the fact that somebody could just read the form and fill it out. So, yeah, the state's attorney was a complete idiot. But no, she had it right. And, yeah. So, that gave me a fresh start. The only problem was, she'd attacked my 401k, took out 25 grand, forged my name on the check, and cashed it. And at that point, I'm locked into paying it. So, yeah, for the next 5 years, I was paying off this 25 grand courtesy of her. And so, yeah, she tried to burn me every way she could. Reason I wound up in the house here was, originally I bought it as a rental property. And my renter had just moved out, and I had been over and cleaned it all up and repainted it and vacuumed and all that weekend, cleaned the carpets and all. So it was ready to go. And then she comes up with a restraining order forcing me out of my own home. Now, she hadn't lived there in over 6 months. Her name was no longer even connected with it. She had no right to be able to do this. But courtesy of the stupidity of our Judge Sletta out here, he went on ahead and signed off on it. I went down to talk to him. And he's like, you can't be there. Well, but I have custody of my kids. It's our home. And she hadn't been there in over 6 months. She's no longer connected to it. And he's like, well, it was a decision of the court. I can't change that. And I asked him, it's like, well, can I go over to the rental property? And he's like, yeah. So we come over here to the house. And here, the very next morning, we get a call from DHS. I understand you can't provide a roof over your kid's head. It's like, oh, I don't know. Looks like a nice house to me. And they're like, well, we'll be over. They asked where it was and all, and said that we'll be over about 4 o'clock to take a look. Now, no sooner did I hang up the phone, and it was about 10 or 15 minutes later, they pull in here, and this is like 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's like, they come in, and they're looking at the house and all, and oh, my daughter was just like mouthing off about mom like crazy to her, just burying mom. And they finally left. But turns out her whole goal was she figured if she could get the kids put in foster care, she wouldn't have to pay child support. And that's what it was all about. And it's like, it doesn't work that way. If they got put in foster care, she'd still have to pay for the foster care. So, yeah. But no, she played every game in the book with me. It's like with the phone bill, she'd call them up, tack every toy on there, so I'd get an $83 phone bill when it should have been $14.95. And I'd call them up, take it all off, and after the second go-round of that, they finally put a passcode on there that you needed to be able to get in, and that put a stop to her there. But no, she came after me every way she could. Tried calling my job and causing me issues, and, Well, at this point, we don't even have a home phone anymore. I mean, we have a Magic Jack in the house, but other than that, everything is cellular. We never use the home phone. And I'm so hooked on a Bluetooth that I can't function without it. It's like to hold the phone up to the ear just doesn't work for me. So, well, hello, Granny. How are you? But, yeah, no, so I went through a lot of crap with her. And then when I met Kim, granted, before I met Kim, I was a user and abuser of women. I had several different women going on. I didn't care. I was at a low point in my life. To me, they were a piece of meat, which, at this point, I can see it. And then when I met Kim, it was a case of Kim was genuine. Now, I kept waiting for that bad side to drop because I was convinced that every woman had that evil side. And I just knew it was there, and I was waiting for it to show. And at that point, she'd have been out the door. Well, it never showed. Then her dad bought us plane tickets to fly us out to Paradise, California, so he could meet the guy his daughter was living with. And I'm thinking, okay, well, we'll go. And so when I got to meet her parents, that's when I realized she was a chip off the old block. Okay, she's a product of her parents. And her parents are just the greatest people. I love her parents. They are so great. Nobody could ask for better in-laws. And that was when it's like, okay, I'll marry her. She really is for real. Because she just seemed too good to be true. Now, okay, she's got a few extra pounds on her. I like a woman with a little meat on her bones. Okay, I don't like the skinny bag of bones. I like a woman that's soft to the touch, nice to curl up to. And who she is inside is far more important than the package. Okay? And so, yeah. I think she's an extremely beautiful woman. I love the woman dearly. And I think she had a little trouble with understanding this in the beginning because, she was self-conscious with the weight. And so many guys in her past had treated her bad. And all because of that. And I'm sorry, I think she's absolutely beautiful. I mean, you put her in a nice dress or a skirt or whatever, and it's like, wow. She is gorgeous. So, that's what people on YouTube have to say about her. Hey, if they're that shallow that's the way, they feel about a woman, well, you know what? That's their own life. But there's a lot more to beauty than just the exterior. And Kim is beautiful all the way through. She is one of those, she's kind, she's caring, she's always willing to help people. And, we make a great team. Because that's always been me. But yeah, you'll find a woman with a few extra pounds is always self-conscious of her weight. And that's because, women and men in the past have made her that way. And to start out with, I had to do a little adjusting because, it's like, why, why do you hold back here? Why, and it's all because she was so self-conscious of her appearance. And it's like, I think she's beautiful. It's why, but yeah, it took a long time for her to realize this, that, I love her for who she is. She doesn't have to change for me. I accept her for who she is, and she doesn't make me change for her. And I tell you what, if you want somebody to be faithful to you and the whole bit, let them be them. Let them be free. Let them be who they are. And that's the greatest gift you can give anybody. And I'm sorry, somebody's not going to stray from that. That's not going to happen. I've got a beautiful daughter. I've got a beautiful wife. I got beautiful animals that are so much fun. I look forward to coming home at night. And what more could I ask for in life? That's what life is about. Now, I don't mind doing work. I don't mind doing housework. I don't mind doing yard work. You know, I've never been afraid of work. I grew up on a farm. Anybody that has grown up on a farm probably does more work before they go to school in the morning than most people do all day. Okay. Because, yeah, you know, we had cattle that needed to be taken care of and just things that always needed to be fixed and stuff that needed to be done. And, yeah, you know, you were always up early because all this had to be done before you left for school. And so, yeah, you know, I grew up doing work. And that's why the back is in the shape it's in. Because I have worked. You know, we've got a couple of YouTubers on here that are ever wearing the back out. Not going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm not one to ask for anything. Now, the only reason I put the super chat on here is the money that comes in from that goes into Morgan's college fund. And so anything that people donate goes to help her college. Because she's wanting to be a doctor, a dentist, or a vet. Now, I'm going to be 67 when she graduates high school. And I'm thinking, oh boy, where am I going to come up with money for that? And so that's why I put the super chat out there. You know, granted, I hope she gets some scholarships. She's bright enough. She's just been accepted into the Talented and Gifted program. And so next year she'll be going to a different school, which she's not happy about having to leave her friends. But with her being Miss Social Butterfly, she'll make wins. You know, it won't take her long. I mean, she's the cutest little girl in class, and yeah. So it's the best thing for her. You know, we want to nurture that. The fact that, you know, she's got such a thirst for learning. You know, and she's so far ahead of where she is now in school that she does most of her learning here at home instead of school, because school is like old hat to her, you know. It's like, oh, she knows this already. So she needs to be able to be challenged with her learning and, you know, to make her grow and expand. But it's like everybody, you're real resistant to change. You know, when I first started on my job, I was resistant to change. You know, it's like, hey, this works great. Why do we need to change it? You know, and now that I've been there for 31 years, I understand why all the change. I understand why it's evolved, and understand the need for why it needs to. To where now, when change comes around, I just roll with it. You know, whatever they want me to do, that's what I'm there to do. Doesn't matter. You know, so... Oh, goodness. But tell you what, I'm going to get off of here for a little bit. I'm going to go see if I can find me something to eat. We went to the store yesterday because Friday night, I don't remember what I had for dinner Friday night. But Saturday, it's like, all right, I'm looking for food in the house. It's like, oh, I got hamburger helper. Don't have any hamburger. I got tuna helper. Don't have any tuna. Well, you know, we're out of frozen pizzas, where our freezer's basically bare. And so it's like, okay, you know, we had 2 boxes of Kraft macaroni and cheese mix that I ate for dinner Saturday. That was all I ate Saturday. And so by Sunday, it's like, man, I'm hungry. I need food. Now, originally, the plan was to go Saturday night and go grocery shopping. Because with the hours we've been working, neither one of us have been there or had a chance to go. She's working long hours. I'm working long hours. You know, the house is falling apart because of it. So, it's like, all right. I was in no shape to go Saturday night. So I kicked back with a shot of Rosie's special snake bite there. And at that point, man, I was ready for bed. So I get up Sunday, and man, I'm hungry. And it's like, you know what? We need to go today. So we went yesterday. I'd spent like $325 in the end after all the discounts and stuff. But we have food. I have got all kinds of stuff for this week. So, yeah, I plan on doing a lot of eating this week. Because on the job, you know, I'm tired of McDonald's, Burger King, whatever. Taquitos off the Rolo Grill at Loaf and Jug or Corner Store. Or, you know, so often it's what can I grab quick and eat while I drive. And so, yeah, my diet on the job sucks. You know, half the time I live on Skittles and Slim Jims to buy me time until I get to some place that's got food. And so, yeah. Which I noticed my teeth, you know, last time I went to the dentist, I had 4 cavities, and that's from all the Skittles. So Skittles are not a good alternative to snack on during the day. So I try to lay low on those. But, yeah. You know, and then I come home at night, I eat enough for about a family of 4, and I hit the bed. Which, you know, anymore it's been Burger King, McDonald's, Taco Star. What can we grab quick and go? You know, Little Caesars. And I'm so burnt out on that. So my goal this week is a week of good food. And I plan on cooking dinner every night. So I'm going to need to do some work in the kitchen, so I'll be ready to cook dinner. And, yeah, you know, when I get the yard cleaned up later in the week, because I plan on, you know, getting it all raked and all the crap cleaned up so it looks better. And I got the wall down this morning, so I'll get the grill fired up later. So you'll see some grilling videos later in the week, guys. So yeah, but that's where I'm headed with all of this. You know, I plan on being out in the yard and getting things done, getting some sun, and so I figured today I'll go out for just a little bit with the bikini on, see if I can start getting a little sun. I don't want to get tan lines too bad yet because I'm going in for my MRI and all. And, you know, I could just see my nice tan lines here and all when I'm there for an MRI. It's like, yeah, they'd love it. So I figure once I get through all of that, then I'll work on it from there. You know. Well, hello, Cooper, darling. Hey, what do you think? I got my bikini on. I was out in the sunshine for a little bit today. Woohoo! What do you think, huh? Actually getting a little bit there, huh? That looking good? Woohoo! Actually got enough to hold a bikini top. Hey, Cooper, you know, when you finally take that Colorado vacation, I want to make sure that I am looking good for you, darling. I got to tell you, Cooper, when you met Rosie, I was stunned. You are a beautiful gentleman. I was really shocked. Because, you know, we always see you kind of, you know, bumming around there and all, and we only see you from, like, here up on the cam. And I tell you what, you are a good-looking guy. So, I wouldn't doubt it if you don't have the women hitting on you, even though that's not what you're wanting. But you know, I understand. I tell you what's funny was they're on Facebook last night. One of my followers posted a picture of 2 men kissing, and made the comment about, I wonder how many of my people will, you know, unsubscribe from me or unfriend me because of this. And you know what? I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. If that's who you love, fine. But it's like, I was not fazed in the least by it. But I could see where, you know, some people would be like, oh my God. Ah! But, you know, I support the LGBT community. And, you know, I fight for their rights. And so it was so much fun with Trump when he was running for president. You know, for all you Trump bashers, you obviously haven't met the man. Now, I kept sending him emails and stuff. And it was funny because, you know, we went to Pride Fest and that's what prompted it. And, you know, all these people were Hillary supporters. And I'm like, why? So, all right. I sent Trump an email voicing my concern over this. Well, I get a response back, and then in the next rally, he starts including the LGBT community. Well, over the course of his campaign, I sent him 5 emails. 5 times I got responses back. 5 times it was in his next rally. Well, then when he was doing the rally here, one of the emails I sent him, I told him I'd be there. Told him, my agenda, I was basically here, representing the LGBT community. And, told him I'd be at the rally. And so I went to the basket of deplorables in a dress, Lady Gaga shoes, the whole bit. I'm the 6 foot, 5.5 inch tall blonde. And so I went to the rally. Well, I got to meet Trump. And I got my questions answered. So I got my information straight from the horse's mouth, not from the fake news. And I tell you what, to get to shake his hand, look him in the eye, and ask him your questions, he is a very respectable guy, very business-mannered, the whole bit. I mean, it was such an honor for me. And at that point, it's like, I am sold. Okay. Now, after he made president, when all the rioting was going on and everything else like that, I sent him a tweet. I told him, it's like, when you improve the educational system, these people be more knowledgeable and it'll help to reduce the rioting. And the next morning in his news conference, he starts out with, I'm going to start working on improving the educational system. And then I get a response on Twitter from him. And I'm like, oh my God, even as president, he listens to me, a guy in a dress. I mean, that's why I wasn't a dress. I was pushing every button I could to see if he was for real. And, it's like, all right, if he could be respectful to me and the whole bit and be honest with me, and answer my questions, then the guy really is true. And, yeah. So I was floored. I've never felt so close to a president in my life. And then running the Trump flag up the pole and all of that. And then my neighbor, all that shit started with her because she's a diehard Hillary fan. And I can't help but think that Trump flag was a lot of what prompted her. Okay? Prompted her to start all this shit, And then when Trump made it as president, then it's like it really got ugly here. And, yeah, I can't help but think that. Because, hey, Trump will get her a job, Trump's not going to let her sit on her ass and milk the system. You can trade that Obama phone in for an alarm clock, So, yeah, I think that's where so much of the bit with our neighbor came from. I think that's where she just totally whacked out on us. But anyhow, no, if you've got anything constructive that you can point out to Trump, on something that he needs to address, send him a tweet. He is that close. And, I mean, I'm amazed you're that close to him. It's nothing more than a tweet. And now, something that I finally dawned on me the other day with all this Syria bit. Okay, everybody bashes him for his 3 a.m. tweets. When it's 3 a.m. here, what time is it overseas? Middle of the business day. Okay? So many of those foreign leaders follow his Twitter feed. Okay, they all sub him. And so, yeah. But, so yeah, with his 3 a.m. tweets, the left wants to bash him here, but no. He knows how to get the word to his foreign leaders. And he keeps them on the edge. Now, this whole Syria bit, earlier in the week he posted a tweet saying, missiles are coming. New, shiny, and smart. Well, then, all these meetings here on, okay, what's he going to do? And then later in the afternoon, he launches 7 ships headed that way. And, Putin's before he launched the ships, Putin was putting out there, well, anything you launch, we're just going to shoot it down. And so then Trump launches the 7 ships. And then the next day, he's got all these meetings on, okay, what's our next step? What do we do? The missiles are coming, guys. They'll be there either sooner or later. And by Thursday afternoon, Putin was actually trying to de-escalate the situation. Okay? Which when I heard that, it's like, yes, you go, Trump. And So then, all right, Friday night he launches all those missiles in. How many did Putin shoot down? Putin didn't respond. Putin did not respond. He sat back. He wasn't going to escalate Trump. Okay? And so, you know, where you think he's way out in left field with his comments and everybody panics, I sit back and it's like, okay, where is he going with this? What is his plan? Because he's a negotiator, okay? And it's all a negotiation tactic. Now, when he comes out with the tariff, everybody's bashing him for the tariff. Well, who was the first one to come to the table? South Korea. Well, now we have a trade agreement with South Korea that's brilliant. It works for both of us instead of us getting screwed. Okay? So you've got to play hardball if you want them to come to the table. And that's what he's doing. Now, he's got a meeting with Weenie Butt Kim Jong-un in North Korea next month, and I'm waiting for that. Because, you know, he tried intimidating Trump, didn't work. At this point, he's backing down. He's willing to sit down and discuss, getting rid of the nukes and stuff in exchange for some kind of working agreement with us. And so, all right, you know, Trump is getting it accomplished. Whereas everybody's like, with the shit Trump was pulling on him, they're like, oh no, he's going to get us into World War III and all of that. And no, now he's coming to the table to actually sit down and discuss it. So, yeah, he is brilliant, you know. And the fact that everybody's like, oh, you know, he sounds like he's nuts with these tweets. Well, you know, if the foreign leaders think he's nuts, they're going to fear him, aren't they? So, yeah, you know, the fact that he's in power, he's got his red button right there if he needs it, and I don't think anybody wants to screw with him. So, yeah, you know, he's brilliant. And I got to tell you, though, last week, this testimony of Mark Zuckerberg, oh, my God, that was, if you guys didn't get to listen to any of that, that is something you got to go listen to. And I sent the wife a message. I said, it sounds like, you know, they're not even in the same ballpark. They're not even on the same planet. It's like, this is the most hilarious congressional hearing I have ever heard. Because, you know, Mark Zuckerberg, he's trying to explain the internet to these old farts that, you know, they're lucky if they can figure out how to use email. Okay? It pops up, they got it. They have no clue what goes on to get it there. And Mark Zuckerberg is trying to explain all of this, you know, real technical internet, how it all works, the ISPs and the, you know, DNS and all of this. And, oh, all of these senators are just like, clear on it. They have no clue what he's talking. He might as well have been speaking Greek to him. I mean, it was so funny now. You know, I actually went and took the Microsoft Advanced Server 2000 course, and I'm certified in it and the whole bit. And you know what? I understand what all of this means. And when he's busy talking and explaining how the internet works and stuff, it's like, I understand this. Congress doesn't. And it was so funny. Hang on just a second. I got a message from the wife. I'm going to answer it real quick here if I can get this thing to get me over there. Don't go away. I'll be right back. I'm back. Let's see if we get a little clearer picture too. I changed network connections. So, all right. Well, it's a little bit clearer. But, yeah, no, Mark Zuckerberg was so hilarious. And it's like Congress. When it came to Ted Cruz, it was really funny. Because he was wanting to know if there were any pictures of, you know, Republicans from Texas. You know, and then it gets it narrowed down to, you know, any pictures of, like, senators from Texas. You know, Republican senators. And It was so funny because what he was trying to get to is, are there any pictures of him out there? And it was hilarious listening to these senators because they have no idea how it works. And then I saw a video there on one of the news commentaries where he came back with the exact same response that I saw. He's like, yeah, they're like on two different planets, you know? So it was hilarious listening to him. Because, you know, these senators are so old, they have no clue how the internet works. And then they're trying to grill them, and the questions they're asking are so lame. You know? And it's like, well, when people post, does that data get shared? Well, that's what Facebook is about, sharing data with your friends. And, yeah. So it was so funny. You know, they had no concept of what goes on. And so, yeah, it really showed how out of touch they are. But, yeah, you gotta love some of this bit. I mean, I'm a news junkie. And it's like the other day when Nancy Pelosi come out that, you know, building the wall would, you know, infringe on the rights of the illegals. Ah! Oh, I'm sorry. You know, there's legal steps to come through if you want to be a citizen. Just follow the steps. So many people do. You know, if you want to be here illegally, why do you expect to be able to, you know, collect on all of our benefits? And why would you expect to have the same rights? You know, it's like, do you leave your front door open at night? You know, do you allow just any homeless person to just walk in and camp out on your couch? Or, yeah, guys, to show you, you know, it's like so out of touch. But what the left's object is here is by letting all the illegals in and allowing them to vote, they're going to vote for the Democrat. Okay? Because the Republicans, you know, basically are going to want to take that away from them, make them do it the legitimate way. And so, yeah, so much of their voter base is based on that. And that's all they're catering to is their voter base. They don't care. You know, you could be the worst freaking criminal on the planet, and they would let you in if you give them the vote. So, you know, the left is really whacked out. And I'm sorry, you know, if you can't contribute to our society some way, shape, or form, then why do we want to carry you? You know, nothing is free. Yeah, this is a free country. You're free to build your own life. You know, you can work, provide for your family, you know, have the toys you want, do what you want, go where you want. That's what it's about, you know, freedom. Now then, it's not free to come in and sit on your butt and milk the system. Now, I'm sorry, with the internet, there's ways to make money online. Okay? And personally, I think that those that are physically unable to, you know, to provide for themselves, physically or mentally unable, yeah, we'll support them. You know, if you're fully able to you know, get a job and work and, you know, earn the money, then you should have to. Now, if all you can get is a minimum wage job and you can't make ends meet, you know, let's help support you, encourage you, you know. In other words, pick up some of the slack to help make it work so you can survive, you know, and set it so there's goals where, you know, it's worth it for you to earn more. You know, it's like the more you make, yeah, we're still going to give you not the full amount, but a little bit more, okay? And help supplement you to get you up to speed where then you can work and earn a living. You know, offer you breaks in education. So, yeah,
That's what I'm saying. The people that are working 3 and 4 jobs to survive shouldn't have to. You know, if they want to work 1 or 2, and then we help supplement them to pick up the rest to help them survive. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? You know, don't, these people that are working 3 and 4 jobs, they deserve to be helped a little bit because they're working that hard for a reason. You know? And so, you know, get them back to a realistic number of hours they're working and then help support them. You know, don't make them kill themselves trying to make ends meet. You know, it's like I look at some of these guys that are, you know, 60 years old and they're working 2 jobs. Well, it's because they're paying alimony or something and they're locked into this. And that's wrong. So, yeah. Yeah, we should help and educate them and, you know, put perks in there with it. You know, if you're working, you know, we'll help support you here so you only need to work 1 job or 2 jobs in exchange for you getting some education to help better yourself. You know, if there's so many people out there that all they want to do is sit on their butt and milk the system, and they have no desire to want a job. And that's where I have an issue with it. You know, if you don't want to contribute to society, like you could see with my neighbor, okay, this is what happens to people that milk the system and feel it's owed to them. Okay, then you get some hardworking person that's, you know, making it on their own and actually getting somewhere, and they have an issue with that, you know, and then they get nasty, they get ugly, you know, everything's been handed to them. They're not thankful for it by any means. So, yeah. Oh, everybody can contribute something. Well, now, Cooper, there are those that are, like, physically or mentally incapable of it. Okay, it's like, if you're a quadriplegic or something, yeah, we should help you. You know, if you've got serious medical issues and you just can't do it, yeah. If you're in a mental state where there's like no way possible for you to even comprehend what a job is or be able to do it. Now, I have seen, okay, at one of my stores years back, there was this young guy who was, I am not sure how to put it to be politically correct, but, you know, he wasn't all there, okay? But he was a cart pusher. And he took so much pride in what he was doing. And he wound up getting a girlfriend. And, I mean, he was willing to work all the hours he could, willing to work up. He actually moved up to where he was stocking shelves and pushing carts. And they wound up getting an apartment together. And he was just, my God, this guy was on cloud 9. Okay, because he had worked, he had earned it, and he found someone who loved him that basically gave him incentive to make him want to please her, make him want to advance. And I tell you what, it was such a joy every time you saw this guy because he was just the nicest guy. He was willing to help any little old lady that came in shopping. He was willing to go help her load her shopping cart up, you know, pick out the stuff, reach the items, load them in the cart if they were too heavy, and just, my God, the best employee you ever saw in your life. You know, I mean, the spitting image of what an Albertsons was supposed to be. And you know what? He took so much pride in every little thing he did. And I was just blown away with it. You know, but yeah, just even pushing carts, you know, even when there was a foot of snow out there, and he had to horse on every cart one at a time to get it through that snow and get it up there. It was going to be done because that was his job. So, yeah. And like I say, after I came off that route and lost touch with him, I have no idea where he's at today. But, you know, he was one of those that it's like, you know what? Even somebody in that kind of mental capacity can get to where, you know, they want to do it. They want to have a life. You know, they want to have a wife and, you know, kids and whatever. And I don't know if he ever wanted kids or not, but you know what I'm saying. You know, have a you know, a nice apartment and go somewhere in life. And, you know, he would be an inspiration to so many people. So, yeah, even people like that, they can learn to grow. And they can, you know, they just need a little help. And they basically need a little help, a little direction. And it doesn't matter how little the job is. You know, it gives them a job. It gives them self-respect. You know, it gives them something to feel proud of. And that's where you grow, you know. Now, like with me this year on the job, it's like, okay, last year, wearing a dress to my company Christmas party, I never saw the Employee of the Year award coming. I never saw it. Never dawned on me I'd be up in front of all those people getting the award. But the fact that I got the award was absolutely perfect. You know, here I am, a guy in a dress, and I get the award for Employee of the Year. But what that's done for me, it's really upped my level of execution and all on the job. Because now I am so focused and determined that I've got to get it again. Because as long as I got that Employee of the Year, nobody's going to give me crap. If there is a guy in a dress that could kick your butt out here on the job, are you going to give him crap? Not happening. All I got was respect from everybody. But this year I just feel so obligated that I've got to do it again. And I made Employee of the Quarter. So I'm a quarter of the way there. I just got to keep it up. And yeah, that's what I'm after. I'm going for 2 years in a row on it. Just because it shuts the door on anybody giving me crap for the dress. Which, you know, that's kind of a vicious game to play. But hey, if it's got me motivated to be there, hey, it works. So yeah, my back is totally shot. You know, I'm having trouble even getting around and doing things. But you know what? I'm going to get out there and do my job, even if it kills me. I am not going to let Pepsi have 1 inch in there. And now that I know I'm into Max shorts and I'm chapping his ass, which Max is the head guy with Pepsi. Mr., you know, permanent press, you know, pressed and starched shirt and pants and polished shoes. He's the corporate executive. And we've had our go-arounds over the years. Now, a few years ago when he came after me and I literally shut him down across the market, he wound up calling my boss up. And he was like, hey, you need to put Greg on the leash. And my boss calls me up. He's like, yeah, you're really chapping his ass now. Keep it up. And so, okay. You know, a couple of months back, he had a market visit coming up for out there with the big guys. And he ran around in my stores and he pushed his stuff around into first position and all of that for this market visit. I came in right behind him and I moved him back around behind me so we were first and, you know, we're right where we should be. And then when they did the market visit, he got his butt chewed again. Love it. Whatever I can to be a pain in his ass. I'm the nicest person in the world, but when it comes to Max, I get paid to be the nastiest troll to him. Yes. Now, I actually got to meet Max a couple of years back. And it was so funny because they had just done a reset in a loafing jug. And I walk in and here's this, you know, corporate executive guy with Pepsi in there, you know, checking it out. And he's been real respectful to me, talking, you know, real business-like to me and the whole bit. And finally goes to introduce himself. He says, hi, by the way, I'm Max. And he reaches his hand out. So I go ahead, I shake his hand and tell him who I am. Oh, he turned beet red in the face, and he turned and stormed out of there. And I thought he was going to take a swing at me. I really did. And he stormed out of there, and the manager came back, and she's like, what did you do to piss Max off so bad? It's like, all I did was introduce myself to him. And that pissed him off? It's like, yeah, I'm his worst nightmare. I am the one guy that he would spit on my grave, okay? Because I have made his life total hell. I am the, you know, the thorn in his side, okay? I'm there taking the corn cob to his ass, all right? Yeah, we're gonna... but I get paid to. And that's my job. So, yeah. And on the other day, he came out east, came out to Calhoun, and he was taking a look in the stores because sales were soft. And he's wanting to know why. I can tell him why. I'm up 13.8% for the quarter. Over my quota. So, yeah. You know, and I love it out there in Calhoun on Friday night because Pepsi and 7-Up both come in there on Fridays. And it's like the loafing jug. Okay, they were on a shoestring of people. And, you know, they didn't have people to stock the cooler right then. And I understand this. So I come in and, yeah, the whole cooler's like ripped. So I make sure that my stuff is packed. Every unit I could put in the window the whole way down. And then I got some pictures there with, you know, my window perfect and the Pepsi window with all these holes in it and stuff, and sent it to my boss and told him, it's like, hey, if they're going to drop the ball, I'm going to pick it up and run with it. Now, 13.8%. What percentage of a week is that? Okay. That's like dropping the ball one day, and I'm picking it up. So, there's my numbers. And, yeah. So, then Max was picking through my stores in town here. I know he's going to come back after me. That's what he's working on, is a game plan on how to try to shut me down. And so I'm on my toes. I'm looking for any sign of it. I'll be ready when he starts. But, yeah. Hang on here. I'm thinking, if I got enough cord. I don't have. My phone, I think, is getting dead. But, now, I walked out of a cooler in a loafing jug the other day, and he was out there looking at the Mountain Dew window. And he took one look at me, and he turned and left the store. So, yeah, I definitely chap his butt. But, tell you what, I'm thinking I need to get off of here. I happen to notice my phone is starting to dim down, and my cord's not quite going to reach it. I'm just a few inches short. So, you guys have a great day, and you'll be seeing a whole lot more of me this week. Thanks for coming. Bye.